Hey, what's up guys? It's been a long time. I've been super busy, super duper busy. I started a company a while back. I'm actually an architect, started an architecture company. This is it. If anybody needs an architect, let me know. Anyway, so this video is specifically about my thoughts on this beast of a lens, the Sigma 18-35. Everybody knows about this lens, so I'm not going to go into details about it, but yeah, this is supposed to be the perfect God lens. I mean, it's just supposed to solve all your problems, and the only lens you need, especially if you have a GH5 or a GH4 or any kind of Panasonic Micro Four Thirds paired with a Speed Booster Ultra. This is it. It also covers a Super 35 sensor. But anyway, this one showed up in all the reviews as being the perfect lens for video makers starting out. And yeah, it's just not for me. So I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this. Because I'm not saying it's the perfect lens, but I'm going to try to sell it because I have found a better solution for me for both photo and video, and I'll tell you why in a second. So let's talk about the pros first. First pro is this lens is super duper sharp. Honestly, it's going to be hard to beat the sharpness of this lens if you have a crop sensor. Maybe if you go to some, full frame sensors, you can, but this one's extremely sharp. And I guess the next best thing is it's got a pretty open aperture for a zoom lens. I think it might be the widest aperture of any zoom. At f1.8, I mean, it's pretty close to some primes. It's not as open as some primes, at f1.4, 1.2, but for a zoom, it's pretty good. The focal length is a pretty perfect focal length. I mean, it's 18-35, but when you pair it with a when you pair it with a speed booster like the Metabones Ultra or the Viltrox EF-M2, it's a good focal length of about 24-50, which is kind of perfect for filmmaking. It's hard to beat that. So there's just one huge negative that is causing me to want to sell this thing. And I don't know a way around it. And I think, I have found my solution going with some Cine Primes, which I love, by the way. I had picked up some Rokinon Cine DS, the 85, 50, 24, and 14, which the 14 I'm filming on right now. And I love these. I absolutely love them. And they'll be replacing this. Actually, they'll be doing more than replacing this. But so my biggest problem is focusing. It's not really, it's not the best for video. It's okay for photos. What I've noticed is paired with my Metabones and my G9, which I don't have the GH5, I have the G9. It focuses like 90% there, maybe 98% there. But it needs that kind of final last minute tweaking, manual tweaking. And that's fine, except it's very difficult to manual focus on this. And I'm not sure how filmmakers do it. I get it if you have the Cine version, but when you have the photo version, it's very difficult. You just barely bump it. You push it like 1 millimeter and it throws it out of focus. Whereas with you have a Cine lens, you can turn it, a lot more, and nail that focus perfect. So I did a lot of shooting for this for a long time. I didn't even post a lot of my videos using this lens because it just didn't look good. And most of it was because I was missing focus and everything looked soft. And it will when you are focused on the wrong thing. So I just figured it wasn't for me. And when I started picking up the Rokinon Cine DS line, I realized that is really what I need to do. I started trying to take photos with it, and I was like, wow, these photos are just ridiculous. They're so nice compared to, the Sigma. It's always the results that matter. Okay, and regardless of the brand, regardless of what the numbers say, always just look at the results. And what I noticed was all of my photos and videos with the Cine Primes were coming out super nice and just tack sharp. And the photos with the Sigma were coming out soft or out of focus, or just something wasn't right. I realized that, hey, the problem is not the lens sharpness. The problem is it's just hard to focus. So I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this because this is like, the internet's favorite lens. But let me know your thoughts. I'm really curious how you guys get around the problem when taking video. Maybe that's just the natural step. Maybe this is the beginner's lens, and the natural step for a filmmaker is to move on to primes, or particularly Cine Primes. Yeah, let me know. I'm curious because this just isn't doing it for me. I'm not particularly happy with it. I'm happy with the sharpness. When it hits focus, it's nice, but there's like a 50% chance. But anyway, yeah, again, let me know your thoughts, and I will see you next time. Peace.